family. There's no more theatrics, none of that. We good, okay? I don't want to just be sitting here and whip some shit out. Y'all gonna be like, what the hell? No, we good, we good, we good. Good morning, family. Today is the 4th of March. It's a little after 8:30. I have an appointment here in my home. Somebody's gonna come here, to do an estimate on some things, and so he's supposed to be here around 9 o'clock. And so I'm just getting out the tub. I threw something on. I got my little clogs on. I'm just comfortable. Um, it just is what it is. And but I wanted to come on right quick because we hit a new month. I came on to figure out what are we doing? What we doing? What are your plans for the month? There's a whole new month. And so, you have to write it down on what your expectations are, what you look to happen for the month, what your plans are for the month so you can execute them. Hold on one second. Tiani! Tiani! I need you to calm down, baby. Mommy's taping. Okay. Today is a modified day. My kids don't have to, Tiani doesn't have to be to school till 9:45. And so her and Button in there playing. But anyway, and needless to say, y'all, I got some questions before I start everything else. Before we start talking about the weekend and blog TV and all that other good stuff, I'm just taking a little poll, and I really want to know, am I wrong for this? Friday, my daughter had a little altercation at school, and it was like, wow, because she never really gets in trouble. And so the school called me, I want to say it had to be about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And so the vice principal calls me to tell me that Tioni had an altercation with this boy at school. And needless to say, he had been talking about her and tormenting her for weeks and months on end. My daughter's a little chunky. And for 13, 13 and chunky and stuff. You up in them high teens, that those pant sizes. And though there's a lot of kids at school that do have a weight issue, still there's still bullying, and there's still kids that tend to, want to find a mockery out of the ones that hold a little weight problem. Well, anyway, um, so this boy had apparently had took her backpack. No, excuse me. He had took her pencils, her pen, pencil, something off her desk. And so, being that she's heavy, she couldn't run and run at him. So him and his friends was throwing her pencil across the room or wherever they were in. And so she just politely just sat down and was just calm. And when it was all over with, he thought it was over with. And I guess somebody else had given her a pencil to, complete her work or whatever. And out of nowhere, she just gets up after he done ran and him and his friends done, talked and laughed and all that kind of stuff and made a mockery of her. Well, after they thought it was over with, my daughter gets up and slapped the fuck out of him. And so the school was like, we're just like, wow, because she's never exhibited that type of behavior. She's never had no fights at school. I ain't never been called for her down there squabbling. And so, and it was kind of a trip because when the assistant principal called me, she said, you know what, Tina, between you and I, this kid has been bullying children at this school, for months on end. He's constantly in the office. He's constantly, bullying and tormenting the children. And for your daughter to just bust up and, well, she didn't say all that. I'm paraphrasing. But for your daughter to go head on and give him one of them, it's not for me to say, but, to a degree, justice was served. Because apparently she slapped the fuck out of him. To whereas they got referrals, she got a high level referral, they sent her to the office. And so my daughter, she was so sick with it. She was like, look, I got my own cell phone. I call my mom and tell her what I did. So I'm getting a text message. I got a text message from my daughter saying, Mommy, I did something bad. And I'm like, wow, okay, what's going on? And so I'm like, you know what, damn, do I need to get to the school? So I had called her, but when I called her, it had went to voicemail because, they're not supposed to have their cell phones at school. So she just cut her shit on, texted me, told me that, Mommy, I think I did something wrong. I think I'm in trouble. And so when I tried to call her back, I couldn't get her. And in moments after that, the assistant principal had called me. And so all weekend long, I told my daughter that, you're on punishment. So I had her in the room. She was in her room. And so, yeah. So that's what was transpiring here in my home. That was the family things that we contended with. And so Anthony's good. He's also getting into theater arts as well as his mom. He still has a biochemical major, but he's also wanting to minor in theatrics in theater arts. So, so it's been a trip because he's really taking his acting class, and it's kind of funny because I too take acting classes away from YouTube. I am going to take you guys because I do want to start putting monologues on my channel. Well, on my website, mind you. On my website, I will have different monologues. I probably have a couple on my YouTube channel as well. But going through some code reading, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys a lot of that type of stuff too as well. But it's kind of a trip that my kids, they tend to take on your personalities and certain things that you do. You don't think that your kids are noticing, and they do. And so for my son to have a desire to be in the theater arts, I'm like, wow, So that's cool. So he's good. Isaiah's playing softball, and he's also doing basketball. And they're having some kind of little flag football like thing that they're gonna do, like some kind of like a triathlon, some kind of little thing that they're doing. So he's gonna do that the next. I think in a couple weeks they're gonna have like a little weekend little thing, and they're gonna do flag football and all these different little sports things. And so Isaiah's gonna be on their flag football team, so he's excited about that. Tony's good, no issues, no problems, no worries. Ken is Ken. For those of you guys that was on my blog TV over the weekend, family, did we not have a good ass time? I don't want to talk about blog TV just yet. Let me get the other shit out, because I know once I get on that shit, I'm going to be on that shit for a while. Geez. Family, I was up so late last night. Let me tell you. I had been, working on the website. And mind you, I'm not versed on code, HTML, none of that kind of shit. But I'm feeling my way as I go. And though I have people in place to where, when I stumble, I can call somebody. Family, yesterday, I could not get the buttons to push on my splash page. And I had, 2 or 3, I had called my hosting service. And so the guy, he was trying to help me out on that too, because there was other things that I wanted to know about my hosting package. So since I had him on the phone, I had him on there, and he was trying to help me out. And then he turned around and whatever he did on his end had it all misconfigured, and the screen was like scattered. So I called back to my hosting service, and I told him, I said, I was just talking to a representative. The phone disconnected on us, which it did. I had my Bluetooth in, and I had my cell phone charging on the side. So I didn't touch the phone, so it had the disconnect came on his end. Well, in the midst of it all, he got the buttons to push, but whatever else he did, he misconfigured the whole page. My splash page was fucked up, okay? So, and then when I call back, I get somebody else. This nigga didn't know shit from butter. I'm trying to tell him, okay, I was just talking to somebody. He helped me out. He got the buttons to push, but on my Tumblr, instead of him putting MS, he put MISS, because it's Miss Tina Garland, but he had put MISS instead of MS. So that wouldn't work. The Blog TV was showing some kind of 404 error message or whatever because he didn't put the people in the middle of 116 to 1. So that didn't work. The Instagram didn't work. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Okay. So on what is that? What's the name of that show? And it's like you can call a friend. Shit, I had to call a friend. I was like, you know what? I know it's late. I don't mean to call you with this right here, but I'm trying to get, enable my apps, my social networks on my splash page. I need your help. Family, do you know he fixed that shit in 15 goddamn minutes? I was done. I was done. I was fit to be tied. I mean, I was cooked, stick a fork in me. I was overcooked. I was done. I said, you know what? Here, I've been sitting up here, going back and forth with this shit. And here now, I can't get shit going on. And he go in there and boop, like 10 minutes, the shit was done. It was done. He called me back. He said, T, check your page. I'm like, wow. I go on there, click all the shit is working. So family, so when you guys go to my splash page now, everything is enabled, everything is working, so you guys can, see my different social networks. My Instagram, however, is private. I think I need to take it off of private, but I don't know. I kind of want to know, after getting so much foolishness for a while, you kind of want to know who's saying what. You understand me? Now, one thing about my splash page, and one thing about my website, I will be able to tell who's viewing it because it will give me the IP addresses. It will even narrow it down to the hour. So like say for instance, I get some real fucked up ass shit in my email in my email or something, or something pertaining to my website. Well, all I do is go to my hosting package, and then I can go to like the analytics, and you can go there and it'll show all the IP addresses. Isn't that crazy? It shows all the IP addresses for everybody that viewed your site. It'll give you like your stats, like all the numbers, how many times people viewed, all those types of things. And so on my website though, I do want a counter on there. I just like that. I don't know, it's just something about me. I do like the numbers. And so I do want a counter on there. But with my website, it's going to be so much stuff. Like you push this and this slide that way. And, I want it animated. I want it lively. I want it different. I don't want all my shit just on one page and it's sort of looking like Facebook. I don't want that. I want my shit to be cold. And so, so it's taking a little bit of time, but nonetheless, my point is to have that up and running before March is over. Okay, to whereas you guys can go to my website. I will have a store with goodies there that you can purchase and all kinds of stuff. And then like the picture that I'm taking for my site, oh my God, it's something different other than what you guys have ever seen with me. I think I went that one time before and it was like short lived. It was like, I don't know, but I'm kind of going back to old Black Hollywood. That's the only little clue I can give you. I'm reaching far back. So the opening page, when you click onto my website, you're gonna see this picture of me, and I'm so excited about it. Damn, I wish Beatface Honey and all them live close to me because oh my God, she did Brandy's video, and so she got down on her face. I have one young lady that I saw at IMAX. She was like, excuse me, do you do YouTube videos? Remember I was telling you about that shit? Anyway, she's also on my Instagram. A Latin chick. Bad as hell. Bad as, oh my God. Some of y'all can do some things with these brushes and shit. I'm like, oh my God. I'm pretty crafty and I'm trying to learn a lot of things. And I don't count it out for me to be able to do that. I just want to be knowledgeable about a lot of things. I don't mind paying, but if I'm paying, I'm watching all while I'm paying. You understand? Because I want to know how the fuck you did what you did that I paid you to do. So then therefore I got to call you no goddamn more. So, but yeah, and Jody will be here this month. So then therefore, Maybe I'll have her go ahead on and whip my makeup up for me for this look for the website. I don't know. So it's just behind the scenes, some things that I got going on that I will show you guys, and you guys will be privileged to later on. But as of right now, we're still under construction, babies. Yes, we're still under construction. But family, when I tell you last night, that shit made me itch. You know, and I am an emotional eater, mind you. Family, I was so stressed out that I couldn't get this shit on and popping. What I did was, I then in turn left. I was like, you know what, Jody, this shit got me stressed. I got to go get me something to eat. Y'all, let me show y'all what I went to go get me. Hold up.